I'm really enjoying seeing your evolution as an actor. At what point did you first feel like you had this, that you were being paid attention to and that your career was really being taken seriously?
I think for me, that point was when I got nominated for an NAACP award for my work on The Chi. And I was like, something different is happening. People are, like you said, paying attention, and it's not just Lala from MTV or Lala, the host, or this and that. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And that's when it was for me, you know what I mean? That I felt that way. And during that time I was doing Power. So it was all like coming together, Power, The Chi, now BMF and all the great projects. And I'm just honored to continue to do the work, but I don't take it lightly. I'm still constantly training and trying to get better and learning the craft. And I don't think acting's ever something where you've mastered it. Like, you never go like, oh, I got it now. Like, every character, every storyline requires something different. So I'm constantly pushing myself and working to grow as an actor.
Was making that pivot the scariest thing that you ever did? Because I think it's a lot to step out there and say, you know what? No, I know you know me as this person, but I'm actually gonna be this person now.
It's super scary also because no one took me seriously. It was like, no, you're Lala from MTV, you're this, you're the radio person, you're the host. Nobody wanted to see you in that way. Now it's a lot better because people accept people doing more than one thing. Everyone's like a 360 entrepreneur, an author, a musician, an act, like entrepreneur. You see everything, but back then you didn't see that. It's like if you were one thing, that's what you were. No one wanted to see you as anything else. So it was really difficult because I was trying so hard and it was like, no, 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 no. And right, of course, like anything else, right when I'm like, maybe I gotta think of what's my next bright idea, it started happening for me and I just kept pushing forward. And even now, I'll get calls, which I am honored about, but like, why don't you host this or why don't you do that? Like, that would be great for you. You're an incredible host. And it's like, I love that, but acting is my passion and this is what I want to do. So I'm really putting my all into what I'm passionate about: acting, producing, philanthropy work, the things that I love. So I'm glad I just followed, my heart and my dream, and I'm continuing to do that.
It was interesting hearing you say a few beats ago that it was your role on The Chi because of that nomination that really made you feel like, okay, I'm being seen a different way. Because when I think about the trajectory of your career, Lakeisha from Power feels like that was like a really transformative role for you and maybe even affirming. And did it feel that way for you as well?
The Power and The Chi were kind of happening simultaneously. I think the difference was that The Chi was rooted in like real stories in Chicago, growing up in Chicago, what that meant, where Power, one of the most amazing experiences shows I've ever been on, but a lot of that was looked at as more like fantasy, like you're killing 10 people in a day and you get away with it, where The Chi was like day-to-day grind of people and what they were going through in Chicago. So I think that people saw me different playing Dom in The Chi as opposed to Lakeisha. But yeah, for me, getting on Power was the turning point definitely in my acting career. But when I felt like, and then a lot of people said, oh, it was because of 50. Like, I have an incredibly close relationship with 50. So it was like, oh, she probably got that because of 50. That was still kind of going around. It's like, no, I auditioned. I had to fight for it. I had to get it. Like, it wasn't handed to me. But with The Chi, it just felt like people were just looking at the actual work.
Of course, that brings us to BMF. What was it about this character in this show that made you say, I have to be a part of this. I have to put myself out there for this role?
Well, it starts with what's happening behind the scenes, which 50 is an executive producer, and 50 giving me that huge break and opportunity and Power. When we had this next opportunity, I'm always gonna roll with 50. And I'm like, this is an incredible story. I knew about BMF. It's based on, two real brothers and their stories. So I was like, this is incredible. And I was fascinated by Markeisha, like with the younger guy and trying to like mold him and teach him the game. And so many of us women, are in relationships where we're constantly teaching and trying to like get up to speed. Come on, come over here now. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. Or even behind the scenes, like the guy's getting all the credit, but you're the one, masterminding everything behind the scenes. So I was fascinated with the layers of Markeisha and that relationship. So I was honored to play it.
As a Black girl from Detroit, you are bringing that 90s Detroit Black girl magic to life. Where did you start with building Markeisha?
So a lot of research on like just Detroit, the 90s. We spent time in Detroit, which was so cool for me. I mean, I've been to Detroit before, but like to actually stay there and move around, the city and see see what's going on. We was in the casino all night, just seeing the various people come in and out. Just people watching itself is amazing, and you get so much of the culture, eating like at the restaurants there and the food. Like I just really started embodying it and just understanding like 90s, like the drug era, what people were doing, what they were wearing, what they were talking about. And I always say when the hair, the makeup, the clothes come on, you just all of a sudden feel like you're in it. Like I'm here now, like this is exactly what it is. And then you step on set and it's 90s theme everywhere and everything just looks like a time capsule of the 90s. It really puts you in that mind frame.
There's a really nice payoff to Markeisha in this season in particular, especially if you've been obviously following her journey from the first season. She's not, just a wife. She's not just a girlfriend. We really see her evolve in a way that I don't know that we maybe expected to see her evolve when we first met her. What was your, kind of expectation of where this character was going to go? Or were you, like the rest of us, kind of surprised with what we're going to ultimately see her do in season 3?
I kind of knew this is where it was going, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. But, it just made me think of so many women, and we've probably all been there, that have been in relationships and at different times felt like we lost our identity or we lost who we were. And Markeisha just like tired of relying on men. It's like, I want to be my own boss. I don't want to always be behind the scenes. Like, I know this better than these guys do. Like, why can't I do this? And that's why I said a lot of us can relate to her, maybe not in that exact way. Like, we're not like, oh, we're taking over the drug game, but in stepping into our independence and wanting our own and not wanting to be like the invisible person in the back. I related to that. So I was able to bring that to the character.
I get, and I say this in the best way possible, exhausted when I look at your social media because you're pulling triple, double, quadruple duty. First as an actor, we're seeing you simultaneously be a part of 2 really hot, series this summer. And I want to start there, and I want to know what that feels like for you to be, in this space in summer 2025.
I sit back and I'm just like, man, this is amazing. When I'm shooting the shows, I don't know that they're gonna all come out at the same time. So it's like, damn, everything just hit at once. But it's a great feeling. And in one breath, I'm having a whole conversation with somebody about The Chi. Then I turn around, I'm having a whole conversation about BMF. Like, I'm remembering what's happening to my character in The Chi, then remembering what's happening on BMF. But it's incredible, and I'm just so proud. Like, I think, 50, Heather, who is a showrunner of BMF, are just incredible. Lena Waithe from The Chi, just incredible. So to be able to work with so many incredible people and really bring these stories and shows to life, I don't take it lightly. Like, I'm always like, wow, this is my life. This is really cool.
There's another show you have us excited about too. I don't know if there's any updates you can give us about Group Chat.
Group Chat is moving, like, it's happening. So I'm excited about that. So Group Chat is the show that I sold to Hulu, myself and Kim Kardashian. And our pilot got picked up. Kenya Barris wrote it, which is incredible. Blackish Grown is all his amazing things. So it's cool. It's about our group chat. And it's, a bunch of women, each one of them going through different things. And we all pour our lives into our group chat and, are each other's therapist, each other's, dating coach, each other's trainer, whatever you need. All of this is in the group chat. So anybody can relate to a group chat. It's really cool, and I think it's going to be a good one. So I'm excited to shoot that as well really soon.
How does producing something that you also will star in and wrote the source material for really change the craft of how you approach acting for you?
Now you're looking at it from another side. Like, now I see when people are sitting in these casting rooms and I'm auditioning. Now I'm on the other side looking at them like, oh, this is what they see when they're looking at us. And, sometimes when you're choosing people and you realize it has nothing to do with, all these people are amazingly talented, but it's like, they have to fit a certain thing. And I'm like, oh, this is what happens on the other side. So you just see it from a different perspective. And producing, like, how you want the show to look, the feel, looking at locations, saying like, no, this doesn't really fit the aesthetic. Like, we want it to be more like this. There's a lot involved. So much respect, for producers out there and writers, and so much respect to be able to see it from all ends, because I can also give them the actor side of it. Like, well, this is how this makes us feel, or these are the things that matter to us. And then I can now see it from their side as well. So it's a really cool thing. And also be in a power position to make decisions to also employ people that I think are incredibly talented, people that I'm fans of. Like, now I'm in a position where I'm able to do that, which I love.
I'm also wondering, like, how breakneck your schedule is going to become the fall, because You also are about to be a college basketball mom and an actor and a producer and still an entrepreneur. How are you navigating all of that?
It's so funny. Like, I'm thinking, like, it's been on my mind. I'm like, every time I have a down day, I'm like, girl, enjoy this now, because this is not real life. Like, this is about to be crazy, but such a blessing to be able to work, do what you love. My son is going to Syracuse. We're so proud of him. So to be able on, off days, be with him and cheer him on, like, it's a great life. It's busy, but it's what you pray for. It's what you ask God for, and it's here now. So it's like I just step into it with grace and, just go through it and take it day by day.
And this is a different role for you being, college basketball mom. You've been a basketball wife before, but what's like the difference in the role to you?
It's my son. It's a whole different ballgame. I would go to his high school games and say, these games are better than NBA games. Like, the intensity, the screaming, the going crazy, because it's your child. It's different when you're watching your child. And it's just like, it's a different feeling. So to be able to go to Syracuse and watch my son play, and also knowing that this school his dad went to and won the championship, I mean, it's an amazing feeling. But, as a mom, you want to protect your kid, from what people can be saying or, what's going on. You naturally a protector. So it's a whole different experience, like you said, and the emotions are very, very different.
And let's stay there with the emotions, because I thought it was so beautiful, when you announced to everyone, where your son was going. Have you given any thought to what it's going to be like to see him suit up, as you said, at his dad's alma mater for that first time?
It was totally his decision. There was no trying to convince him. He made this decision on his own. I always told him, it's great that you're doing this, but create your own path as well. Like, don't feel the pressure of what your dad did. Like, you don't have to do it exactly the same way. Do it your way. So I'm excited to see him go there and do it his way and pave his own way and just be there to support him, every step of the way. I think I'll probably have goosebumps. It'll be so surreal, that first game, but I'm super excited for it.
That's 4 big 2025 roles I've counted for Lala.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I know which one you probably are the most hype about, probably that last role that we talked about. But what else, has to happen this year for you to say, my God, I did what I said I was going to do in 2025?
For me, it's always been finding the balance between creating a life for myself in the middle of all of this stuff. So still wanting to do that, whether it's take trips, get with friends, just do things that, I used to be a person that only work. And I've always said, I got to get better at that balance. So I'm not there yet, but that's something I would like to work on. It doesn't sound like when I hear you saying everything that there's any time for a balance, but you got to make time for self-care and yourself. And that's something I'm trying to get better at and work on.
What's the next thing you'd love to accomplish? Because look, we're an executive producer now. We're a star of our own forthcoming show, and we also are a part of 2 much talked about series, this summer of 2025. What's next on your list?
I would love to see group chat take off and become successful. It's different to being part of the cast and to being the star of a show and the producer of the show. There's a lot of pressure. It kind of all falls on you. So to see group chat take off and become successful would be like the best thing in the world, because I'm really putting myself and my story out there, as opposed to all these shows are great, but I'm on a cast of a lot of people. Like group chat, I would be the star of the show. So I'm really excited to take that step, and I just pray that people love it and it does, really well.
I'm gonna pray that there's a good nap for you in the near future.
I know, that too. That too. When you love what you do, it's a blessing. So I'm always so grateful.
Absolutely. Lala Anthony is booked and busy and very blessed, and we all love to see it.
Thank
you so much for chatting with me today. It's always so great to check in.
It's always great, and I want a picture of me back there soon, so we gotta meet in person or something.
Let's make it happen real soon. I'll throw it up there real quick.
I would like that, so I hope to see you soon.